Welcome everyone to our Nonprofit Awards 2021. I'm Marnie Nesher, president of the Central New York Business Journal and Biz Events. The Business Journal has been producing business events for more than 30 years, in addition to providing news and information to help the individual and their business grow right here in Central New York. I think by now we've become used to events being virtual. This program brings much needed exposure and recognition to non-for-profits, volunteers, executive directors, and board leaders around the Central New York region. And this year is just as important, if not more important, to shine the spotlight on people and organizations accomplishing amazing things. I'd like to take some time now to thank our sponsors. A very special thank you to M&T Bank, our presenting sponsor, for their continued support of this event for 13 years. Thank you, M&T. Our bronze sponsors, the Central New York Community Foundation, Leadership Greater Syracuse and the ROI of Civic Engagement Program, and Wegmans. This event was created and produced by Biz Events. And now a few words from presenting sponsor, M&T Bank.
Thank you, Marnie, and thank you all for joining us this afternoon. I'm Steve Gorzinski, Group Vice President, Commercial Banking for M&T Bank. On behalf of all of my colleagues, we're very excited to again be part of the Nonprofit Awards. Today, we celebrate the positive impact of nonprofits, change-making organizations, and hardworking leaders. We recognize their accomplishments and thank them for all they have done to make Central New York a great place to live and work. While we had hoped to be in person for the 2021 Nonprofit Awards, it seems virtual is the way to go for now. Never has it been more important honoring our local nonprofit organizations. Each of this year's honorees work in different industries and focus on different challenges, but there seems to be common threads that bring them all together. In some instances, the common thread was the pandemic. Together, they recognize the value of helping people and making a difference. They understand the importance of collaboration, and they are committed to strengthening our entire region, especially during this unprecedented time. Our team at M&T Bank shares their passion for our community. We get involved as volunteers, and we invest in our neighbors through charitable grants and lending. Like this year's honorees, we believe our community is at its best when we work together. Thank you again for watching this special event. Thanks also to Biz Events and the Central New York Business Journal for organizing this event and awards program. And congratulations to the 2021 Nonprofit Award honorees.
Now it's time to meet the judges, who each of them spent many hours reviewing all the nominations that came in across all of Central New York. And this year's list of honorees are diverse in age and background and the organizations that they serve, and all have one thing in common: making a difference in people's lives. Thank you, judges, for selecting our honorees. Thank you to Joanne Lenweaver. Thank you to Alice Majori from the Downtown Committee of Syracuse. Thank you, Lisa Moore from the Onondaga Historical Association. And thank you to John Zella. You can learn more about the judging panel in the commemorative event publication produced by us, the Business Journal. The event publication is available to download for free at CNYBJ.com. We truly appreciate the time and effort these judges put into supporting the annual Nonprofit Awards. We could not have the honorees that we do without them. Let's give this judging panel a round of applause. Now let's meet today's honorees. This year, we are recognizing an individual who firmly believes that all people with disabilities should be treated with respect and live in an accessible community of their choosing. 3 organizations that collaborated to meet the unmet healthcare needs of vulnerable populations in Oneida County. A bus company named after a golden palomino horse named Sunny, now delivering food to the kids in the Fulton School District. A law firm that helps to give back to the community through their program of philanthropy that aligns with accountability, respect, empathy, and synergy. An executive director working with at-risk seniors. And think about this next one for a minute. Funding for a research project in 2013 to determine autism in children. It became the leading saliva COVID test in 2020 right here in Syracuse, New York. Incredible. A fundraising event that not only went outside the box to get creative, but reached the roof to meet their goal. A young lady who started a program to offer free sports equipment to children in need in Auburn, New York. Why, you ask? Because as a child, her mother could not afford to have her participate in sports. A young man with cystic fibrosis who received a wish from Make-A-Wish. He decided to give his wish back in the form of feeding others through the food bank of Central New York. Amazing. A retired lawyer who's been a volunteer at the YMCA since the 1970s and is eagerly awaiting for them to reopen so he can assume his volunteer role of lifeguard. And last but not least, her career began volunteering on a suicide prevention hotline. She served in leadership roles at Arise, the Salvation Army, Syracuse Weed and Seed Community Partnership, Home Headquarters, and Housing Visions Unlimited. Now she is the president of the United Way and this year's Career Achievement honoree.
Our first category today is board leadership. This award goes to someone who enhanced the board through a higher level of participation and involvement, who contributed significantly to the organization through fundraising efforts or creative ideas that contributed or improved operations for the board and ultimately the organization they serve in the community. Today, we are honoring James Muldoon for his board leadership with Advocates, Inc.
Hi, my name is Jim Muldoon. I'm a member of the board of Advocates Incorporated. First, I wanted to thank the Central New York Business Journal, Biz Events, and their sponsor, M&T Bank, for this honor. I was surprised and humbled to have been chosen by the committee. My wife, Kathy, and I grew up in Central New York and returned to Syracuse almost 30 years ago. We came home to have the support of our extended family, but what we didn't appreciate at the time was the exceptional commitment of this community and its nonprofit organizations to provide necessary services to the less fortunate among us, including children with disabilities like our daughter Megan, in an accepting and inclusive environment. I am very proud to have served on the board of Advocates Incorporated for the past 10 years and just finished 3 years as board president. Advocates is a nonprofit agency located in Liverpool that was founded 25 years ago by a group of parents seeking community-based supports and services for their children with complex medical and developmental disabilities. Advocates Board of Directors reflects the mission of being a parent and family-led agency, that all people with disabilities are treated with respect and live in an accessible and inclusive community of their choosing. When Medicaid provided flexibility to agencies to serve individuals with disabilities through home and community-based services, the parents involved at Advocates seized the opportunity to create a new model for the delivery of those services, one in which the individuals and their families would determine the goals and activities necessary to provide a productive and fulfilling life. Advocates started its program with a single employee serving a handful of families. It currently has over 800 employees and provides person-centered supports and services to over 1,000 people with disabilities, spanning all phases of life from birth through adulthood, promoting choice and making full community inclusion possible. Advocates' innovative model for self-directed services has been successful not only by being more efficient with limited taxpayer dollars, but also by providing the services to individuals and their families in settings and the manner that the families choose to be served. It is on behalf of the board and employees of Advocates and the families that we serve that I accept this honor. Thank you.
The next category is for collaboration. This category recognizes a successful collaboration between a nonprofit and another nonprofit, business, government, or educational entity. The collaboration has resulted in greater outcomes for both organizations. This year's honoree is No Wrong Door Integrated System of Care, which is a collaboration between CNYHHN, Upstate Family Health Center, and Upstate Cerebral Palsy.
My name is Jane Vale, and I'm the Executive Director for Central New York Health Home Network, otherwise known as CNYHHN.
My name is Jenny Barlow-Gagna, and I'm the Senior Vice President of Behavioral Health Services for Upstate Cerebral Palsy.
My name is John Milligan. I'm the CEO over at Upstate Family Health Center.
So the No Wrong Door concept is basically that no matter what door an individual walks through, whether they are at their doctor's office and they are there for medical care, we will screen them for mental health services and for care coordination, and then we will refer them and make sure that that referral is not only received, but we will follow up on that referral.
The healthcare environment is very segmented. It's very disjointed. Okay, and what No Wrong Door does, it allows an individual to come into the healthcare system and have warm handoffs to the next spot. The individual not only knows what next steps are, but what they need to do to improve their own health and their family's health.
The No Wrong Door project assists individuals in becoming connected to services that they may not already be connected to. And in part, that might be because they're not aware of where those services are available or how to access them. And this initiative allows us to provide a streamlined referral process for that.
The reason a lot of times people come in for their health care is an underlying condition on what may be causing the illness and stuff. And what we try to do with No Wrong Door is when the individual comes into the health center or any other doors, the No Wrong Door, we do an assessment. We do a survey. We find out exactly where the individual is, as it relates to their visit today. And then based on some conditions, whether it's housing insecurity or food insecurity, we kind of, get a care manager in play so that we can not only address the healthcare needs of the day, but also address the other concerns that need to be addressed immediately.
I feel like every individual in the community that's looking for help should not have the burden of having to navigate so many different systems and so many different service providers. I think that we need to take on that burden behind the scenes as nonprofits and as agencies, and we need to make it very easy for an individual that is reaching out for help to receive the services that they need. There is nobody that's an expert in everything, and so we all are able to stay in our lanes in terms of our expertise, but at the same time, we're able to provide that integrated care by coming together and sharing best practices and best ideas.
They're a perfect team because they got three organizations that really care for the community. Okay, and the whole purpose of the three organizations is to make the community a better place. We can only do so much as one organization, and you get three organizations working together with the same goal, and the impact it has on the community is just tremendous, and it's just a great feeling.
Receiving this award is very important to the work that we've been doing because it signifies the collaborative effort that we made to truly implement an integrated care model. And that, I believe, is really where we want to see ourselves going long term as far as how we deliver healthcare services. And through this model of care, having increased connectivity really allows us to lay the foundation for that.
Winning this award to me will hopefully mean that we'll be able to get more organizations, more community-based organizations in the No Wrong Door project.
I think receiving this award for me is a confirmation that our agency is going in the right direction. If you want to go far, then you have to go together. You can't go alone. And receiving this award is really a validation of that and a confirmation that you can achieve more with community partners.
I do want to thank the CNY Business Journal for putting together this type of award because, again, what it does, it highlights and spotlights the projects like this that hopefully, with the additional recognition, will allow them to grow and get bigger within the community. And personally, I want to thank every single individual over at Upstate Family Health Center for all the great things they do day in and day out.
Our next category is corporate community support, and we have 2 companies being recognized this year. This award is presented to a business that has provided substantial and ongoing support for nonprofits in our community. Their support includes contributions, volunteerism, in-kind services, and/or donations that are targeted to helping one or more nonprofits achieve greater sustainability. Please welcome Nave Law Firm.
Hi, my name's Dennis Nave. I am the managing partner at the Nave Law Firm. First and foremost, I would like to thank the Central New York Business Journal for selecting Nave Law Firm for the Community Support Award. We are both honored and humbled to be the recipients of this award. Second, we would like to extend our heartfelt congratulations to all the other nominees and the other award winners. At Nave Law, the practice of law is not our only focus. We are passionate about supporting our community, putting people before profits, and making it a priority to give back to our community. We do this through our Nave Cares initiative, where our goal is not to only improve the lives of our clients, but also our community and staff. We support local heroes, help essential workers in our community, give time and money to different nonprofits, work to provide addictions resources, and are developing a plan to give out scholarships to high school seniors. We strive to give back to our community so we all can live better lives. We would like to once again thank the Central New York Business Journal for selecting us for the Community Support Award. We are truly grateful and honored, and we will continue to strive to support and give back to our community in any way that we can. Thank you.
Please welcome Golden Sun Bus Service.
My name is Patrick Canan. I'm the president of Golden Sun Bus Service in Fulton, New York, and we work with Blessings in a Backpack. On behalf of the employees and staff of Golden Sun Bus Service, I would like to say thank you for recognizing us with the CNY Business Journal Corporate Community Support Award. Golden Sun Bus Service is a third-generation, family-owned business which specializes in student school bus transportation. The business was purchased in 1966 by my wife's grandparents. Golden Sun was later passed on to my wife's parents, and finally we took over the daily operations in 2014. The reason we are here today is because of a program that we are tremendously happy to be a part of known as Blessings in a Backpack. Blessings in a Backpack was founded with the idea that no child should go hungry or be without food. The founder of the program, Missy Hammerstrom, noticed that children in Louisville, Kentucky were returning to school hungry on Mondays after being home for the weekend. With help, Missy started placing food into the backpacks of children who were most in danger of not eating over the weekend, and thus Blessings in a Backpack was formed. The organization was officially founded in July of 2005 and started with just 2 schools. Now they serve 88,900 students in 1,092 schools and are located in 46 states, plus the District of Columbia. The work they do to ensure the well-being of our children is nothing short of incredible. As I said before, we are happy to be part of this wonderful program and team. None of this would be possible without the hard work and dedication of the parishioners and staff at the Prince of Peace Church in Fulton, New York. Every week, they package meals for approximately 220 children in the Fulton City School District. Normally, those meals would be placed into the backpacks of the children and taken home for them to consume over the weekend. This past year, with the COVID-19 pandemic, we had to reevaluate how to get the children the food that they need, since it cannot be given to them in school. Fortunately, we were able to figure out a way for our school bus drivers to deliver the food to each child's home every Friday, so that they will have something to help them get through the weekend. Delivering the food to the children's homes has been a privilege for our employees, and also very satisfying knowing that the children we are helping will not go without. Again, thank you to the wonderful folks at the Prince of Peace Church for nominating us, and thank you to the CNY Business Journal for this award.
Executive of the Year is given to a nonprofit executive who leads by example, has a clear vision for the organization, promotes board and staff development, demonstrates fiscal management and longevity with the organization. This honoree has brought positive improvements to strengthen the organization that they serve. This year's Executive of the Year is Linda Johnstone, Executive Director at Silver Fox Adult Day Centers.
Hi, my name is Linda Johnstone. I'm the Executive Director at Silver Fox Adult Day Centers. I'd like to start by saying I'm honored to be named CNY Business Journal's Nonprofit Executive of the Year. This is certainly not why I'm in this line of work, but it is nice to be recognized. I'm extremely happy because this award helps to shine a light on Silver Fox Adult Day Centers and our mission, as well as our amazing staff and board members. At Silver Fox, our mission is to enrich the life, the health, and independence of our seniors in the community through recreation and companionship, while providing supervision, observation, nutrition, and assistance with daily living activities. Our facilities provide a nurturing and caring environment, allowing our members to feel as if they were with friends instead of feeling as if they were being babysat, or worse, alone. It has been medically proven that both mental and physical stimulation becomes even more important when we age. Our staff plans a variety of social, intellectual, cultural, and educational activities. We strive to provide individual attention in a group environment. In 2007, the leadership of Silver Fox saw a growing need for seniors who lived at home. They were seeking both mental and physical stimulation, and at that time, the Central New York community lacked adequate services to accommodate this rapidly growing population, so Silver Fox was formed. In 2020, it was safe to say the world was taken by surprise, and quick adjustments in everyday life needed to be made. What may seem like a new normal for you and me can be complete disturbance on someone with dementia. Cognitive impairment and neuropsychiatric symptoms made it challenging for individuals with dementia to understand and comply with safeguarding procedures, such as wearing masks and maintaining appropriate physical distancing. Older adults with dementia are at a high risk of worsening psychiatric symptoms and severe behavioral disturbances as a result of being socially isolated. However, social isolation seemed to be the only way to keep these members of the community safe. Silver Fox Adult Day Centers strive to be a safe place for seniors during the pandemic so they can regain some of their normalcy while providing their loved ones with much needed respite. We closed our Baldwinsville location for 6 weeks while we completely overhauled the interior to maximize our space for social distancing. At our second location, we saw the need to move to a larger location to provide the eastern area of Central New York with the same services as the West. We moved from a 530 square feet facility to a 2,200 square feet facility, providing ample space for our members to continue receiving services. Sadly, when we were able to safely welcome members back after the short time we were closed, we noticed many had significantly declined, both cognitively and physically. Our staff has worked tirelessly to redesign our program to accommodate the decline and build our members' strength. We began to see an improvement in our members immediately, and we continue to see how socialization and stimulation impacts the seniors and their families. As Silver Fox Adult Day Centers, we have created a unique setting for this industry. Many similar facilities are operated by or even inside nursing home companies, and the environment is clinical and sterile. Our centers are informal and beautiful settings that invite our members to a place they enjoy. I really want to thank the staff members at Silver Fox, our members, the board of directors, and of course our Fox families for trusting us. Thank you so much.
Our next category is the Impact Award. This award is presented to an individual or organization that created or implemented a new program that changed the organization for the better and has had a significant impact on our community. Please welcome Eileen Pezzi from the Upstate Foundation.
My name is Eileen Pezzi. I'm Vice President for Development at Upstate Medical University and the Executive Director of the Upstate Foundation. First, I'd like to thank the Central New York Business Journal, Biz Events, and their sponsor M&T Bank for honoring the Upstate Foundation with the Impact Award. I'd also like to thank Upstate Foundation staff and board members, and of course, our donors. During a year that will always be remembered for the COVID-19 pandemic, the lockdown of our state, and subsequent unemployment and hardship, we are pleased to share the upside of that story, the generous response of Central New Yorkers when their community is in need. The Upstate Foundation raised $9.2 million in 2020. With a goal of $7 million at the beginning of the year, our expectations plummeted with the onset of COVID and the many issues and problems that arose. While we always considered ourselves nimble as an organization, it was forward vision that propelled us to address the issues and problems early on in the pandemic. We have a deep appreciation for our donors who contributed $1 million to assist with COVID-related causes. We established 3 COVID funds at the Upstate Foundation. The support of Upstate Employees Fund helped with expenses related to childcare, elder care, food, and transportation. The stories relayed to us were very distressing, leaving us wishing we could do more. Our virtual visitation fund for patients positioned the foundation in the center of the procurement of 200 iPads, which were installed around the hospital to help patients and families stay connected during the COVID pandemic. It was heartbreaking to know that with the hospital's strict no visitors policy, some of our patients would be totally isolated during the most frightening times of their life. It was very gratifying to be part of this initiative. Many of our students, and there are 4 colleges at Upstate Medical University, experienced sudden and or significant financial hardship that jeopardized their ability to stay in school. Through the Foundation's Student Retention Emergency Fund, we were able to assist every student who requested funding. As a side note, I'd like to mention that 65 Upstate medical students graduated early and became doctors so that they could provide relief to the strained healthcare workforce treating COVID patients. Just another uplifting example of how we all responded to take on the crisis when our community was in need. But perhaps the greatest illustration of the Foundation's forward vision came several years ago when we were approached by an upstate scientist named Dr. Frank Middleton, who applied for a small grant in support of his research to develop a saliva test that could detect autism in children. We provided him with seed money for his studies, which came to fruition about a year ago. Just as Upstate was heralding this major accomplishment, COVID descended on the community, and Dr. Middleton pivoted. He worked with Quadrant Bioscience on a pooled surveillance testing and an individual saliva swab test that received FDA emergency use authorization and was hailed as the world's most accurate saliva test. The Upstate Foundation is extraordinarily proud to have played a small but impactful role in this achievement. In fact, we've never been prouder to support Upstate's threefold mission of patient care, education, and research than we are now during the dark days of COVID. Since the beginning of the pandemic, Upstate has led the way as a community resource, providing many critical tools to deal with the virus and protect our neighbors, including participating in clinical trials and national studies related to a vaccine. With the vaccine, we now see a light at the end of the tunnel, and it's shining on Central New Yorkers who entrust the Upstate Foundation to fulfill their philanthropic wishes and desire to maintain the health and well-being of our community. Thank you for this honor.
The outstanding fundraising event is presented to an organization that does anything but a typical event. Today, the award is presented to Fund the House, Reach Our Rooftop, Sarah's Guest House.
I'm David Haas, the Executive Director of Sarah's Guest House. We're a healthcare hospitality home that serves over 1,000 people each year who come from out of town, either the patient or the loved one of a patient who is utilizing the area hospitals in Central New York. I think the house kind of sells itself. You walk in to the guest house and you feel loved. Our guests who stay, they don't have to pay, but we ask them to donate $25 each night that they're at the guest house. Once the pandemic hit, our guests had to be decreased, and each year we have a gala, which we get about 40% of our annual budget from, and that was canceled as well. So we came up with an idea to have a campaign online that wouldn't cost us a lot, but that could touch all the local people and past guests to tell them we're still here and we need your help. We talked and I said, well, we need 30,000. So let's tell them what we need and try to hit it. And towards the end of that week, because it was only 1 week long, we were getting closer and closer and we hit that goal, which was incredible. I know a lot of people were struggling in 2020. So to have them step up in that way was kind of like, wow, there's so much good out there, even in these tough times. Thank you to all those who were a part of the campaign.
My name is Renee McCaffrey, and I'm the Development Specialist for Sarah's Guest House. As David said, we had to switch our plans and our mindset. The challenge was how to go virtual while still generating energy and enthusiasm. Fund the House Reach Our Rooftop evolved as an innovative way to pivot from our gala event. This was our first ever digital campaign and ran only 1 week with an ambitious goal of raising $30,000 to support the house and our guests. What made this campaign so special was the comical and fun branding involved in our Reaching Our Rooftop goal, along with the daily videos we shared over eBlasts. These videos were a collaborative effort of a great cross-section of the Sarah's Guest House family. From our house guests, Robin Lonel, to board president Carol Smith Falcone, house founder Mary Keogh, and a very motivating launch by our esteemed corporate partner, Marianne Rafero of HOA of CNY. These heartfelt personal sentiments reinforced our mission and rallied our donors to embrace the campaign. The joy and humor involved in our sneak peek kickoff and our results revealed videos also played a key role in our success. Thanks to Mike Sadello for directing those. We really had such fun with all of it. Fund the House Reach Our Rooftop started as a leap of faith, and with the outpouring of support from more than 160 donors, we exceeded our goal and now find ourselves accepting an award from the CNY Business Journal. We are so proud. This award is a win for Sarah's Guest House, our amazing guests, and all of our loyal donors, friends, and volunteers who truly make the house a home. I can't begin to express what an honor it is to receive this award for 2020, a year that was so challenging for all of us. We are truly grateful.
Our next category is Rising Star. This award honors a young professional leader who is a member of a nonprofit board or organization or demonstrates strong leadership and promotes community awareness and really makes a difference. Our first Rising Star is Madison Chambers and Sports for All.
Hello, my name is Madison Chambers. I'm a senior at Auburn High School. When I was in elementary school, my mom couldn't afford for me to be able to play softball. That's why I started the nonprofit organization called Sports for All. Last year, I participated in a national program called Young Entrepreneur Academy, where I and other students developed skills to start our own businesses and organizations. It was during this experience that I started Sports for All. Sports for All offers free cleats, sports equipment, and need-based scholarships for children in elementary school in Auburn, New York. This allows students to participate in the sports they want, eliminating any financial barriers like the one I face. I am in the process of forming a board of directors, as well as applying for my 501c3 nonprofit status. If you want to learn more about Sports for All, please go to my website, sports-for-all.org. Thank you.
Our next Rising Star is Caden Custer, who generously donated his wish to help others in need.
I was eligible for my wish because I was diagnosed with cystic fibrosis. I was sitting at my kitchen table. My dad told me that I was eligible. I really had no idea what I wanted to do. When I really thought about it more, I thought I should just give it back. I felt very fortunate. I have a great family and a great support systems. The interview process started with the Shark Tank interviews at Make-A-Wish Foundation. We had a bunch of organizations come in. They pitched their ideas to me. I was able to ask them questions after their presentations. I just took some time, talked to my family, and I eventually decided to go with a food bank. The reason I decided to go with CNY Food Bank is because it was the beginning of COVID, and I knew a lot of kids were not able to eat unless they were at school, so I thought it'd be a great opportunity to help the less fortunate. I was very surprised by all the recognition this wish got, but the most important thing is to help CNY Food Bank. I'm doing really well now, freshman at West Virginia University, studying business administration. My future goal is really to start my own business. After this process, Make-A-Wish has really showed me how much they care about the people they help, and they just want to see them succeed. Thank you to everybody else who's helped, like the Boeheim family and the Gorman family. I just wanted to say thank you to the Make-A-Wish Foundation and the CNY Food Bank for making this wish possible. I'm honored to be receiving the CNY Rising Star Award for my contributions to the community. None of this would be possible without the help of Make-A-Wish and the CNY Food Bank. Thank you so much to everyone who contributed to this amazing cause, and also to the Behan family and the Gorman family for your donations. It's amazing to see the community come together and support such a great cause.
The Career Achievement Award is presented to a person who has made a lifetime commitment to the community by advocating for nonprofits. This award highlights their achievements that have made a lasting impact in our community. I'm pleased to introduce Nancy Eaton from the United Way of Central New York.
Hi, I'm Nancy Kern-Eaton, and I have the privilege of serving as the president of the United Way of Central New York. I'm very grateful to the Business Journal and Biz Events for this recognition, and I think it's kind of amazing to get an award for having had the privilege of working alongside so many incredibly talented nonprofit professionals in this community, many of whom deserve this award much more than I do. I've had the chance to work with so many wonderful people in this community who share their time, their energy, and their resources to make a difference for others. I have the privilege of working with extraordinary colleagues at the United Way who are dedicated and relentless in their work to make this community better. We have an incredible board and so many community partners that share the vision of what our community can really be. Getting an award for having had an opportunity to help turn slum properties into high-quality housing for working families, helping people become first-time homeowners, working in neighborhoods to turn challenges into opportunities and build our assets and strengthen neighborhoods, thinking about poverty and how we really address the root causes of poverty that keep people down, working with people who had disabilities who wanted no more than the basic civil rights, human rights we are all entitled to, and working as a community thinking about what we want to do together. What a privilege it has been to do that. Our funding community is working together as never before. Our visionary elected officials have risen to this challenge, and we're going to keep rising. Center State CEO is doing such important work as we think about moving forward. So as I accept this award, I do it with gratitude to all the people who've come here from around the world to share their talent and their energy. They've enriched our community and my life, celebrating our nonprofit community and the professionals who choose to do this hard work, and thanking this community for welcoming me so many years ago when I came here. I do want to thank perhaps the most considerate person and supportive partner anyone could ever have, my husband, Doug. He's always there for me. He's so supportive of the work I do, and he shares my passion about this community. And I couldn't be more thankful to have such a wonderful husband. I look forward to the work we have to do still, because I do believe that working together, united, we do more.
Good afternoon. My name is Evelyn Ingram, Director of Community Engagement for Wegmans Food Markets. I've had the opportunity to work with Nancy Eaton in many different scenarios under many different circumstances. And in all of these instances, I found Nancy to be a resourceful leader, an engaged leader, a committed leader, a courageous leader, a leader who wants to do everything she can to have a positive impact on our community. All of these things describe Nancy Eaton. There's often a statement that said to give honor to whom honor is due. Well, Nancy Eaton, on behalf of myself, Wegmans Food Markets, and the entire Central New York community, today is your day for us to give you honor, for it is your due time. Congratulations.
Hello, I'm Jim True Frost.
And I'm Leo True Frost.
Leo and I are special friends of Nan, and we are happy to have this opportunity to send our best wishes and our congratulations and a chance to tell you all from our point of view what a special person Nan is. We got here about 10 years ago to Syracuse, and we went straight to Arise at the Farm, where we knew that Leo could have a great time riding horses. Well, Nan was the director of Arise, and she wasn't sitting behind a desk all the time. She came straight to the farm and met us, and I think she and Leo hit it off pretty well, don't you, Leo? She came to see Leo riding horses just about every week when he would ride. She also went and said, hey, I want to find more opportunities for you guys. There was a 21-day horse riding challenge where kids would go every day for 21 days and ride a horse for 21 days in a row. She said, Leo, you belong on a horse for 21 days. You got to try that. And Leo did it. Here's what he looked like 10 years ago when he rode horse for 21 days. And here he is, probably being congratulated by Nan for his certificate. He's about 3 or 4 years old. She said, Leo, why don't you go to a rise and ski and barrel down the mountain at 100 miles an hour like the daredevil you are? And he did, and he still does. We always think of Nan. She was at the bottom of the mountain waiting for Leo all the time. And, you know, the best thing about Nan that we want to share is that she's the greatest, not just because of what she does and what she's done, but because of who she is. She just shares her heart. She welcomes, she gives. She shares her 1,000-kilowatt smile. She hugs, and we just want to say thank you. We love you, Nan. And anything else?
We send you hugs. We miss you and we thank you for everything.
All the best, Nan.
The last award today is the Volunteer Recognition Award. Volunteer of the Year Award recognizes a volunteer whose community service has made a positive impact within the nonprofit organization that they serve. Today, we recognize Ed Kelly Jr. and his volunteer work with the YMCA of Central New York.
Hi, I'm Ed Kelly. I was the interim CEO of the YMCA of Central New York. To start, I want to thank the Central New York Business Journal for recognizing my contributions to the YMCA of Central New York and recognizing the other leaders of the leading not-for-profits in our community. I've had a lifelong involvement with the YMCA of Central New York. As a child growing up in the Strathmore area, during the school year, on Saturday mornings, I would go to the downtown Y located on Montgomery Street. In the summer, I would attend the Y's Camp Towsey in Redwood, New York for one 2-week session. It was participating in those Y programs where I first met kids from outside my neighborhood, interacting with kids of various ethnicities, religions, and races. Camp also offered me my first experience of being independent of my parents. Those childhood experiences in Y programs helped prepare me for college and life as an adult. My love of Camp Towsey led me to work at the camp for 8 summers, all through high school and college. Those summers taught me how to work with others, to take care of others, to assume responsibility, and to be independent. That was a key to my success in my professional career as an attorney. After I started at Bond Shinnigan King in 1983, I was invited to join the Y's camping board that oversaw Camp Towsey and the Y's day camp, Camp Iroquois, recently renamed Camp Evergreen. In 1986, I was asked to join the Y's Metropolitan Board that oversees all of the Y's operations. I remained on the Metro Board until the end of 2017, when I retired from Bond Shinnigan King. I was privileged to work with Hal Welsh as our CEO beginning in 1993. After Hal turned around the Y's operations, beginning in 1996, I began working with Hal and a small group of volunteers to raise money and plan for a new Y facility in the eastern suburbs of our county. Led by Eddie Green, our small group that always included Eddie, Nate Buckhammer, and Steve Jacobs, met every week for more than 5 years to discuss possible locations and fundraising plans. Eventually, we teamed up with Core Development, Stickley Audio Company, to purchase the former Fayetteville Mall property. The Y purchased the former Lowe's Theater and converted it into the East Area Family YMCA, transforming the Y's operations and leading to an enormous growth in membership, particularly families and seniors. In retirement, I renewed the lifeguarding certification I first received in the 1970s at Camp Towsey. I wanted to lifeguard in order to watch the members enjoy the facility I was able to help bring to Fayetteville. In July, I was asked to be the interim CEO while the Y looked to hire a new CEO. Having been furloughed as a lifeguard in April, this gave me something to do and a way for me to help the Y. I was thrilled to work with all of the Y's professionals and see how they continue to provide essential services to our community during the pandemic. Child care for essential workers, housing for over 100 men and 30 seniors at the downtown Y, and outdoor and virtual fitness classes. I was surprised to learn that over 65% of the Y's members kept their memberships active despite the prolonged closure of the Y's facilities. This allowed me to see that our members understood that the Y is much more than a gym and a place to swim, and is in fact an important contributor to the community. With the Y's recent hiring of Bertram Lawson to be the new CEO, the Y is now in capable hands. I'm looking forward to lifeguarding at the Hal Welsh East Area Family YMCA in the near future, with a smile again on my face as I watch a large group of members enjoy the Y's facilities. I'll be looking for you.
Let's give a big round of applause for all the nonprofit honorees making an incredible impact on the Central New York region. Also, please consider volunteering at one of the nonprofits that you learned about today. Reach out to them, see how you can help make an impact on the success of their organization. Again, congratulations, honorees, and thank you for all you do in our community. And thank you for joining us today. We hope you enjoyed the 13th Annual Nonprofit Awards. Please stay healthy and safe.